There's some onions that are drying. Most of the onions, all the onions and all the garlic have all been dug up. So, over here we have special dwarf eggplants, which are called fairy tales. I learned about these last year. I grew 6 of them. I gave 3 of them away. I kept these 3. I should have saved 6 because they're so freaking small that you got to like, you need more of them. So, but they're really good eggplants. This is where I grew peas, and I had grown some lettuce in here. These are more eggplants over here. Different kind. These are Asian eggplants. It's called Orient Express.
Oh, look at that one.
They look like dicks,
Yeah.
pointy dicks.
Eggplant.
This dill, parsley, a few varieties of lettuce. This is an herb called borage that the flowers actually taste like cucumbers. You can eat them, and the small leaves. But the main reason I grow it is because it attracts beneficial insects and keeps bad insects away. Like Japanese beetles won't go anywhere near this. These are strawberries, which I get about a handful of strawberries out of every year, and I'm going to get rid of them.
Low yield, not worth it.
Well, I started out with like 3 patches that were like as big as those 2 beds, and I was digging them up, and I couldn't bear throwing them out, so I saved them. But it's stupid. There's some cucumbers that I just harvested.
Oh, look at those peppers. Holy shit.
Over here,
Look at those peppers.
we've got peppers, green peppers. This one's a red one. This one looks like it's gone bad. I should have picked it. It's a rotten one, but whatever. Those are, these are Italian sweet peppers. These are obviously jalapenos. These are more eggplants, more of those Asian ones, big ones. Here, more. These are shishito peppers. These are really good.
Yep. Sweet peppers.
The reason I have these green deer come in here and they eat the peppers for some reason. That's rhubarb. Tomatillos with the cucumbers growing into them because there's cucumbers in behind.
Shit.
So the cucumbers are growing through them. These are cucumbers, more tomatillos, cucumbers, tomatillos.
And then I'm smelling what we're nearing here. Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what these are.
Jesus fuck.
I am the Rastaman.
It's a fucking forest of weed. Blueberries. Low bush blueberries right here.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that stinks, man.
Actually, these, yeah.
I ate 2 of them yesterday.
These
They're
are,
good. You find a good one, they're good.
What do you mean?
There's a
These are
dark
all-
one. You find a good dark one, they're good.
No, all of these blue ones are good. What? There's a whole handful.
Fuck, that's a forest of weed. All right, what's
So,
this? Pumpkins?
blueberries?
What the fuck is this? Oh, squashes. Oh yeah, look at those squashes. You got some ready ones.
Yeah? Well, I'll cut them.
Celery.
No, this is zucchini.
Zucchini.
They just aren't. There's
Oh, it looks like a
couple of
celery stalk.
them. No, it's zucchini.
Oh,
These
here's-
are a different kind of squash. They're called
oh, look at that one.
patty pans.
Flat squash.
The zucchini, is a little behind right now. It was big, and I fucked it up. I was trying to get it to get off the ground, and I broke it in half. I was ready to throw it out, but it looks like it resurrected itself,
There's the compost pile.
basically. Over here is my tomato patch. I grow marigolds with tomatoes because marigolds have a special chemical that attracts beneficial nematodes. And so I always grow marigolds and I always grow basil with tomatoes. So this is Genovese basil. This is, that's another Genovese, I think. This is, that's a lemon basil, another Genovese. This is Thai basil. Those are different tomatoes, kinds of tomatoes. This is a sweet basil that's called Prospero. This is another different kind of lemon basil, different basils, different kinds of marigolds. So I always mix basil and marigolds with tomatoes, and sometimes I put nasturtiums in them.
These are the killers here.
Yeah, these are very tasty.
What were they called again?
These are called, that one, see, this is the
split.
problem.
Yeah, the
It's
rain,
split.
the big rain
So
got
we
you.
had a rain, and they're prone to splitting, so that's a problem, but they taste really good.
Are those the mash, whatever? What?
They're called purple cocktail.
Oh, purple cocktail. These cherry tomatoes are super sweet. They're really, really delicious. I've had about 6 of them so far.
Sick.
I really
about
have.
30 of them.
They're really good.
These are obviously, these are
Romas.
yeah, Roma style tomatoes. These are another tomato that's supposed to be really special, and they've stayed hard rock. They're hard as rock all fucking summer. So I don't know what's going to happen with them. I can see that these ones over here are blushing a little bit, but I don't know. And you also see that I have blight. You see all the brown stuff? It means it's the end of the season. Like, it won't hurt. It won't hurt the fruit growing, but the plants are gonna, like, they're on their last legs. So it's the end of the year. These ones are. I picked all these this morning, so these are going to be ready in a few days. These are called. I learned about these because the kind of tomato that I think is the best tomato to grow is called Brandywine for eating. And then I heard about these tomatoes, and they're called Brandy Boys, which are a hybrid of like a Brandywine tomato, which is an open pollinated tomato. And these are like more, like you grow shitloads more of them, and Brandywines are notoriously temperamental to grow. They're all fucked up. They're all misshapen. Like, I had picked the Brandywines this morning, but this is a green Brandywine. You see how it's not shaped very well. They're not pretty, but they taste awesome. So I started growing those. I highly recommend, if you want to grow tomatoes, I highly recommend growing Brandy Boys.
Brandy Boys. These are all heirlooms.
Yeah, but all the other ones are heirlooms.
So look at this one. It's little, but is it ready?
Yeah. But it's, whatever. Actually, it tastes pretty good. This one was a fucked up tomato. It's
How big is this? This is
one?
just as big as your head.
yeah.
Fucking thing's huge.
It's that little red one. It's like they're Italian. They have like a lot of lobes in them. Costaludo something or other. I don't know. I have 12 different varieties of tomatoes. So there's 30 plants. The reason they're fucked up and dying is because I grew them. When I grew them, I couldn't bear to like kill them. So I planted them all together, and that was not the right thing to do because they're not getting enough air. So that's when they get this blight, which is like it's a fungus that they get. It comes from the soil. So whatever. I have enough tomatoes. I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I'm ready to pull them all out. I had, I had garlic and shallots here. That's the end. Those are like the end of
Onions?
no, those are leeks.
Leeks.
So leeks, they usually onions and shallots and things and garlic grow early, but leeks,
Leeks are a late harvest.
yeah, leeks can last until there's a frost. So they actually taste better in the fall. So these are my main crops are like garlic, onions, and tomatoes. Everything else is just kind of like I fuck around with it.
What's this over here? Nothing, just
Well, that was more onions. Those were onions.
onions.
So those were onions, and those were garlics over there, and these were onions over here.
And why is this one sheltered from rain or
Because
sun?
I was drying the onions under there.
Oh, okay.
Like I was, and I just haven't got the, weeding that out and preparing it for the winter. I mean, this one I had weeded, so. But I mean, if you want to see my onion, oh wait a minute. Here, I can show you an onion.
Oh, the root cellar.
Well, I have some. Look, I grow what I like to eat. So, I mean, I moved these in just the other day. So, I mean, red onions.
That's a big
And this
lot.
is like, and that's half of the onions, half of the red ones, and then I have white ones, and I have yellow ones. So I got shitloads of onions and shitloads of tomatoes, and I got a couple of big dough plants. Everything else I don't really give a fuck about, but I grow it anyway.
There you have it.
You know, but I try different things. These are called Chef Choice Orange. I don't know. So far they haven't been tasting that though. It's so hot. I try a different tomato every year, but Brandywines
Brady
are
boys.
really fucking good. The open pollinated Brandywines are like the best tasting tomatoes. And the Brandy Boys I tried new this year because I've been growing Brandywines for like 20 years, and some years they're really great and some years they suck. But the Brandy Boys supposedly are very, consistently good. So I figured I'd try them. The problem is that the seeds cost like twice as much because it's a hybrid plant. So, you do what you want to do. And I change things up all the time. Like last year I was growing artichokes because they're so fucking expensive in the store. And I like to eat them, so I figured I'd try them.
But do they not good?
No, they were awesome. I just didn't grow them this year because I don't have. If I had a bigger garden, I'd grow more shit. I am gonna grow all the garlic that I can eat in a year, all the fucking tomato sauce for a year. Like last year, I had 50 quarts of tomato sauce. Okay, and I grow hundreds of onions and hundreds of garlics, and then everything else is kind of like, whatever. Like I've never grown tomatillos before. I just do them.
Are they even done yet? I mean,
No.
do you have any done? No, none are ready yet. They're interesting. Whoa, that's like just a blossom.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
Will
saying.
that turn into a tomatillo?
Yeah.
No, so it's a flower or whatever, basically,
Yeah.
that
And then
turns
there's
into
a tomato inside it. Yeah.
turns into a tomato.
Yeah.
Because that's like a balloon.
Yeah.
It's a hollow balloon.
Yeah. Whatever.
Interesting.
I just want to be honest with you. I just wanted to. I had some space, and I went to the. I bought a plant. Oh, that's the other thing. All of the fucking plants that I've grown, I started from seeds this year. I usually buy seedlings at the nursery. The problem with that is, well, actually, there's not much of a problem with it because like they're growing them for you. But the problem is that they only grow like maybe 2 or 3 varieties. So, if you want to grow Brandy Boys, you're going to have to start the seeds yourself.
And so you got a little room that you got lights and
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so for these, I just said, well, I think I'll try them. And so I went to the farmer's market, and the guy, I mean, I have a CSA at the farmer's market. Like I have several $100s that I give the guy in the winter. And then I get like $120 worth of vegetables during the summer. And he gets the money in the winter where it's slow so that he can buy seeds and stuff for the upcoming season. So like a lot of people, it's like you front the guy the money, and then during the summer, you get the vegetables back.
What's CSA?
Community Service
Something
Agriculture.
agreement? Oh.
Something wrong.
Oh.
It's some shit like that. So anyway, so I said, all right, I want to try like tomatillo. So the guy gave me a tomatillo plant. And then I planted it in the ground, and then I was reading about growing them and said, oh, you got to have 2 of them so that they'll pollinate. Mm-hmm. So then I went back to another gardener that I knew, and he gave me, 3 of them and said, here, try them. So now I got 4 tomatillos. I'm going to have more tomatillos than I need.
You can make good salsa.
It's like, exactly.
When will they be done? A month?
Yeah.
So right before the first freeze-ish.
Well, the first freeze knocks everything out except for those leeks. Or if you grow things that will handle a freeze.
Like onions
spinach.
or garlic, too, huh?
Well, no, onions and garlic you stick in the ground early before.
Yeah, it's still frozen.
Yeah, there's still frost in the spring.
Yeah.
So the earliest things that you plant in the spring are peas and onions. And you plant garlic I plant garlic a week before or a week after Halloween. So you plant it in the fall. So the garlic comes up the first thing in the spring. Ooh. And then I plant onions next to them. And then the tomatoes don't go in for another fucking like a month and a half or something. So, and I've tried, I've grown a lot of different things. I've just tried different things. Like, I've grown broccolini, which is, I think broccolini is a really good vegetable, and it's hard to find usually in a supermarket. So I grew it for a few years. It was okay, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I don't want to grow broccoli. I want to grow onions. Plus this year, they got infested with something. So I said, fuck it. So I don't know if I'll grow that again. And I've grown radicchios. I've grown a lot of radishes and stuff. I try to grow carrots. I go, I'm nuts. But I can really grow fucking onions, and I can really grow garlic, and I can really grow tomatoes. So I just stick with what I'm good at. And then I fuck around with other stuff just for the hell of it.
There's the peanut gallery over here. Well, this concludes today's episode of Modern Gardener with your host, Douglas Introne. Join us again next week for Adventures in Marijuana Horticulture.